What's up, real people out there? This video is titled 3 Signs That You're Insecure. And I want to start by saying I am insecure. I've been insecure my whole life, and I'm in the process of becoming more of a secure human being. For context, I was like the superstar athlete in high school, always been kind of the cool guy. And so I wanted to share with you guys that everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, no matter how good you are at things, like you're susceptible to insecurity. And I want to share with you the 3 main signs that I've been insecure and I can be insecure in my life. And so I want to communicate with you guys, first and foremost, that you're not alone if you feel insecure. And this video is really for the man specifically out there who's insecure. Here's some signs, and then I want to encourage you of what I believe is the number one most powerful form of security, and that's love. And I'll talk about that at the end. But let's just jump right into it. Number 1, a sign that you're insecure, you can't celebrate other people's success. Like, other people's success makes you feel bad about yourself. You might get jealous. You can't even face it, or you feel bad because you see someone who's more successful than you. You're definitely insecure in who you are. For me, that's been a journey my whole life. I feel like it doesn't matter how successful I was, I would always look at people in my field and think, oh, they're more successful than me. And I had such a hard time genuinely being happy for them. And a big part of that was because I believed that I wasn't enough unless I was the best. And let me just tell you, that is a terrible mindset to have, because there's always going to be someone who's better. Time comes and goes, and records always getting broken. You're never going to be the best ever. And even if you are, time's going to pass and everyone's going to forget about you, and then there's going to be somebody else. So number 1, if you can't celebrate other people's success, you're probably insecure. Number 2, this is a big one. Do you get really defensive if anybody points out anything in you that is critical? If someone criticizes you in any way, if somebody gives you any sort of feedback that's negative, or even like someone that cares about you and wants to give you like feedback, hey, you're doing this, like it's like hurting me, or it's hurting other people, and I think like you need to do something about this, and you get super defensive, you're insecure. This was me so much of my life. So insecure that when people gave me feedback, maybe that, hey, you don't listen, I would just get defensive. Yes, I do. Of course I do. Golly, I can't tell you how many times, like, in my life that people could give me criticism, and God, yeah, I'm just like cringing thinking about all the times that I'd get so freaking defensive, so defensive. Even like, even now, if I maybe read a comment from somebody that is negative or whatever, most of the time my natural instinct is to get defensive and be like, well, you don't know. In my relationship with my wife, if she brings something to me and says something to me that I don't like, it is so easy for me to quickly get defensive. When I think about something that's secure, I love this picture of a secure city. So I think about the city of Troy. There's this, it's a Greek mythology. There's this city called Troy, and the walls are just massive. They're impenetrable. It's this very secure city. And I always like to think of my own security as like a city. A city that has really protective walls is secure, and you don't really need to be worrying all the time about are people trying to hurt me. Like, if you're protected, you aren't going to be as worried about people coming in and hurting you. And I think about myself as a man, in my most insecure states, what ends up happening is that people can make like the smallest of comment and I'd get really defensive. Like, oh, what do you mean by that? This is bad, but I don't know why this popped in my head, but I remember I was in high school. I was in high school and I was like texting my high school girlfriend and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm about to brush my teeth. And she texted me, you brush those teeth. And she was saying, I'm like, yeah, like I don't know, just a dumb conversation. She's like, yeah, you brush those teeth. And I read it as you brush those teeth, like a question, like, because I was insecure about my teeth. That's like one thing that in my life I've never been super confident. I've never been super confident about my smile. In pictures, that was always just like, I'd get like nervous taking pictures, smiling because I didn't feel confident in my smile. But I remember in that conversation, this is crazy because I literally just thought of that as I was talking. But I remember in that conversation immediately getting defensive, like, oh, she is saying this as a way to like hurt me because I was so insecure about it. Whereas if I believed that my smile was great, I love my smile, I'm totally fine with it, I wouldn't have immediately taken that personally. And so I'm going back to the city example. If you feel protected, if you feel safe and you're secure, you're not as alert to defend yourself from people saying things. So number 2, you get really defensive. And number 3, and I think this is the biggest thing for men specifically, and that is, do the results of what you do make you question who you are? Do the results of what you do question who you are? And what I mean by that is, do you define your worth as a man or your value as a man based off of your work? Maybe you're in college and you're an athlete based on your performance in sports. Maybe you're in school and you're really about school. Do you base your worth based off how you do in school? Do you base your worth on how you're perceived at work? Are you respected? All of those things are results that you are basing your sense of security off of. And I'm speaking from a place of experience because it is a daily wrestle for me to not do that. I really have a hard time not putting my sense of worth, sense of value, sense of identity, security in as a man in my work and the things that I'm doing. And so, yeah, it's something that is so subtle and you don't really think about it a lot, but it has so much of an impact on your life as a man. For me, I think about like even like making these YouTube videos or running this business here at Seen and Loved. I truly have to like daily think about the results of my work does not change who I am, and most importantly, and going back to the very beginning, that I am loved. So the thing I was alluding to earlier in the beginning, the main point of this video really is that the truest, most powerful form of security that you can have as a man is love. It is, I am loved fully, unconditionally. There's nothing I can do that can change that. And I really believe that as I've gotten older, I've become more secure in who I am because I really am putting more chips into the basket that says that my value and my identity and my worth is not based off what I do, not based off how I look, not based off how smart I am, not based off how well I perform, but rather that God loves me unconditionally. And it's not based off anything that I do. And so, is this still recording? Oh, yeah, we're good. It's still recording. I have this little monitor right here, and I'm trying to like see it, but the battery died. Anyway, um, so anyway, my challenge, my question to you, my brothers out there, fellow men who have faced insecurity. If you don't face any insecurity, this video is not for you. It doesn't matter. You're just different, built different. Never met anyone like you. But if you have faced insecurity and you do face insecurity and you said yes to one of those three things, my question is to you that I want you to actually really think about. I want you to think about it, and I want you to comment on this video if you have the courage to comment. Comment, where is it that you find your security? Like if you genuinely think about it, where do you put your chips? What basket do you put your chips in that you find your sense of security in? And I think if you need help figuring that out, ask yourself this question. If this thing in my life were to be taken from me, I would be really shaken up. That would be a good question to find out, what are you insecure about? And so, yeah, that's the video for today, guys. I appreciate you listening, hearing me. Like I said before, super insecure guy. You're looking at a guy who's super insecure. I really am. And I'm daily trying to believe what I said, that God loves me unconditionally, that there's nothing I can do that can change that, and I'm trying to learn how to find my security in that than in the things that I do. So I'm right there with you. Love you guys, and I hope that this video encouraged you today.